This is a 3-day food crawl trip outside of Seoul. Day 1 to JeonJu, the birthplace of bibimbap. Day 2 to YeoSu, known for its famous marinated crabs, GehJang. And Day 3, Korea's mega beach city, Busan, for its local must-eats. And each day also includes some tourist activities as well. So keep on watching! Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. 안녕하세요, Modern Pepper의 헬렌입니다. And my family and I took a road trip to JeonJu, which is about 190 kilometers south of Seoul. JeonJu is the birthplace of bibimbap, and we went to the legendary bibimbap restaurant that has been open since 1965 called SungMiDang. This is a place where even Korean presidents were known to dine, so I was super excited to eat their bibimbap. The traditional way to enjoy your bibimbap is not with a spoon, but with your chopsticks. And you want to mix the ingredients with the rice, but not overdo it. So you always want to have clusters of rice so that you could pick it up with your chopsticks with the other toppings. But my honest opinion was I've had better. But even my aunt, who's a very much a foodie, was like, this tastes kind of normal. Maybe the kitchen staff was off that day, but give it a try. Maybe you'll have a better experience than we did. You never know. Now, this yellow jelly that you see is an essential topping when it comes to JeonJu bibimbap. It's called hwangpo-muk. It's made with using myung beans, hence the yellow color, and it is also super mild in taste. We just expected a little more other than just them pouring the soy sauce seasoning on top. Based on the price and what we got, I was a bit disappointed. But one dish that was delicious was samgyetang. This is Korea's gourmet chicken soup. It's made using a small young bird, and we stuff it with sweet white rice. And the broth, it is light, it is clean tasting, and just so good for your soul. So samgyetang, they got it right, and it was totally worth it. And next door to this restaurant, literally next door, is another famous bibimbap restaurant known for its 가마솥비빔밥, which they cook the rice in these individual pots, so the rice is extra delicious. And another legendary bibimbap restaurant in JeonJu that you might want to try is called GoGung. They've been around since 1973. But if you can't get to JeonJu, go to their satellite restaurant at Coex Mall, which I showcased earlier on because I give it thumbs up. Now, if seeing all this bibimbap is making you crave bibimbap, you could totally make this at home. And I have a bibimbap recipe playlist that you can check out. And I also have a samgyetang recipe as well. The recipe links will be in the description box below. And if you make your trip down to JeonJu, you must stop by JeonJu HanOk Village, JeonJu HanOk Maul. It is a tourist destination, so you're going to be surrounded by traditional homes. You could rent traditional Korean hanbok, and there's photographers and studios to take pictures of you. And one of JeonJu's famous snacks is suje choco pie. It's the gourmet version of the boxed choco pie that you could get at any Korean supermarket. And this is my aunt's baby, Youngnan. Oh my goodness, look at his cute backpack. I almost died when she put this on him. The walk around this village takes about 30 minutes, so even Younglan had a nice time strolling around with us. From JeonJu, which is in northern Jeolla province, we drove about 130 kilometers south to YeoSu, which is in southern Jeolla province. In general, Jeolla province is known for having the tastiest food ever. And this is something that all Koreans acknowledge hands down. So we went to YeoSu to eat their famous legendary raw marinated crabs called GehJang. And the name of this marinated crabs restaurant is called 두꺼비 GehJang. And for a flat fee, you get 3 refills of the non-spicy crabs called 간장게장 and the spicy crabs called 양념게장. And here's my aunt cutting up the crabs for us. She said it's off season right now, which is why the crabs are so small. This is the non-spicy soy sauce marinated crabs, 간장게장. You have to literally just bite into it, commit to it, and literally suck out the delicious meat inside the shell. It was so good. It's so hard to describe how delicious the marinated crabs are. And this is the spicy crab, 양념게장. Oh boy. Afterwards, you have to lick it and suck it because the marinade is so delicious. 쪽쪽 빨아서 아주 맛있게 먹었습니다. You want to take the spicy crabs and rub the spicy marinade all over your rice. And then you want to get a spoonful or two of the soy sauce marinade and add it to the rice, and you mix it all up, and then you have a bite. Oh, I'm gulping. I'm gulping in my mouth right now. But it was so worth the trip of going to YeoSu to have marinated crabs. Now the other way is to add a spoonful or two of the warm Korean rice to the shell of the crab where there's leftover meat and seasonings, and you're supposed to rub it and mix it and eat it all. But because it wasn't peak season, the crab shell was so small that it was kind of hard to mix it all in there. But nonetheless, it was finger licking good, divinely delicious. And we also had this amazing braised bellfish, also known as hair-tail fish, 갈치조림. Wow. The sauce of this jorim was on another level. My aunt, who owns several seafood restaurants herself, said they got this one right and good. After our delicious crab feast, we went on a cable ride overlooking the beautiful YeoSu Peninsula. It was literally breathtaking. Here is a little bit of Korean history. Admiral YiSunShin, who is known as the hero of Korean history for fighting off hundreds and hundreds of Japanese warships with only about a dozen or so battleships in his fleet. And this YeoSu Peninsula was one of the places where Admiral YiSunShin's fleet was based. Now, if you love Korean food and Korean culture, I highly recommend that you watch this movie called The Roaring Current, which is about the Admiral YiSunShin. It is the ultimate story of the underdog going against the giant. I'll have the movie link in the description box below. YeoSu is also known for its local kimchi called gatgimchi. It's basically these kind of bitter tasting mustard green-like vegetables that they ferment for a little bit longer than usual, and it is delicious. But if you're not into bitter greens, this is not for you. But at this point I was beyond full, so I couldn't eat anymore. But this gatgimchi was, I was really digging it. In addition to YeoSu Peninsula being a famous tourist attraction, it is also known as the place to be for nighttime drinking. So below you'll see these red tents. These are actually tented restaurants called 포장마차, where they serve drinks and light snacks. And supposedly this is where all the Korean celebrities that come to town like to go and have their drinks and snacks while overlooking the bay. So if you want to rub your elbows with Korean celebrities, this is where you want to go. And from YeoSu, we drove to Busan, which is about 130 kilometers. And our first stop was Korea's version of Hollywood Walk of Fame. And this is where Busan Film Festival takes place. And as you walk around, you'll see lots and lots of food vendors. And one of the famous snacks that Busan is known for creating is 씨앗 hotdog, which is sweet pancakes stuffed with brown sugar and medley of nuts and seeds. This hotdog almost tasted like fried donuts because instead of pan frying it, I think they were deep frying it with oil and maybe margarine. It has that crispy, crunchy texture, and then the mixture of toasted seeds and nuts. Oh, it just added a nice crunchy, nutty taste that just was... I inhaled the whole thing in like 3 seconds. And I actually have a recipe for making hotdog at home, and the video will be linked in the description box below, and make it at home and enjoy it. And within blocks from the Korean Walk of Fame is an outdoor market, 시장. Like I said earlier, every neighborhood has their own version of this outdoor market. And this one is quite big. My aunt calls it the 깡통 시장. just don't get lost. Now there are a lot of food vendors at this market, and this one alley that my aunt took me is known for their noodle dish called 비빔당면. These are the noodles to make the dish that everyone loves, japchae, sweet potato starch noodles, aka glass noodles. But here they make it simple, are served with warm, spicy sauce and pickled yellow radish, noramu, and some garlic chives and some carrots. And then you just mix it all up. Oh, you just slurp and slurp. Delicious. And this sweet lady has been in the same spot for 30 years. Oh, she was so sweet. And then so I asked her, can you please tell me how you made this delicious spicy sauce? And she said, if I tell you, I have to kill you. So if this is making you crave spicy tangmyeon noodles, I actually have a spicy japchae recipe that you could try at home, and the link will be in the description box below. Now, among many other delicious dishes, Busan is the birthplace for fish cakes, 어묵. And this fish cake specialty store called Coex 어묵 has been around for decades. There's so many different versions of fish cake, so make sure to get your fish cake 어묵 on when you're in Busan. And one of Busan's treasured fish is eel, 장어, and you could have it grilled or braised in spicy sauce. But I did delight myself with makgeolli, which is unclarified rice wine. But what made this extra special was having it in this old school dented bowl. Oh wow. It literally made the makgeolli taste extra special. I loved it. And the next day, we drove over to HaeUnDae, which is one of Busan's famous beach towns. It is a beach town with mega skyscrapers. I've never seen such a thing so close to the beachfront. There are so many shops, so many restaurants, and so many food vendors that you could just walk around and snack your way. Yep, this is the famous HaeUnDae Beach that everyone flocks to during the summer months. And we had Busan's famous noodle dish called MilMyun. And this MilMyun specialty restaurant called Dongmyeonshik is literally right on the water. A perfect way to enjoy your bowl of cold MilMyun noodles as you are overlooking the ocean. Now, our waiter is explaining to me how to enjoy eating MilMyun. He wants me to drink the clear broth that he's pouring on top before mixing it with the spicy seasoning that is below the noodles called 다대기. So here we go. The broth is so clean tasting. Then you go in with your chopsticks and mix up the spicy seasoning called 다대기 with the clear broth, and then you have another taste. This time, the broth with the spicy seasoning mixed in tastes so good that I could literally take a bath in it. It was just so yummy. You mix it all up and have it with the noodles. The noodles are thin, super light in taste, but with that ever so slightly chewy texture. Oh, it was just something you just want to slurp all day. And it tastes totally different from naengmyeon noodles. Naengmyeon noodles are made with sweet potato starch noodles, but MilMyun is made with flour. It just was different kind of noodle taste that I completely fell in love with. And this place offers free beef bone broth, 사골육수, which was delicious. You could tell that they put a lot of time and effort into this because the broth was creamy and thick and just so yummy. I highly recommend this restaurant because you could tell by the way they serve you and the food that they put so much love and effort into everything that they do. This place, they do it right, and the price was excellent. Now, if you want to learn how to make cold noodle dishes and beef bone marrow broth, 사골육수, the recipes will be linked in the description box below. Now, make sure to check out my other vlogs, Insider's Guide to Foods in Seoul, Must-See Tourist Attractions in Seoul, Insider's Guide to Shopping in Seoul, my 4-day trip to Jeju Island, Korea's Hawaii, and my hometown, Sokcho, the beach town that everyone flocks to, just like the Hamptons. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you for watching, and make sure to go to youtube.com/modernpepper so you could check out my authentic Korean recipes that you can make at home for your friends and family. So I will see you there. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I upload those vlogs.